Hi, I'm John. As you can see, I work in the company Coloplast, and I work in the Global Research and Development Organization. So the only thing I will tell you about my background is something that you cannot disclose to the colleagues I work with in the R&D department, because I'm not an engineer. And if they found out, that's going to be a problem. So my background is actually sales and marketing, but don't blame me on that. Right, just 2 words on Coloplast, just to understand the reason why we have focused a lot on understanding the people that uses our products. We work with medical devices for people who have conditions that is associated with social taboos. So it could be, for example, people suffering or having to deal with incontinence, having an ostomy, having smelly chronic wounds, and so on. So that's our business field, and that's why co-creation is of interest for us. But what I want to talk about today, and what I want to capture today, is actually what is the value of co-creation. I mean, there's no doubt that we've talked a lot about this today. It's great fun, it's inspiring, we meet people, we develop with people, and it's even, you know, it's forefront, you know, it's what the young people do, it's trendy and so on. But there's no long-term value in those words, I would argue. So for me, the value part is what makes a difference. And what is value? Well, it can be anything from love and pride for the individual. It could be personal satisfaction. It can be an organization's profit. It can be an organization's, you know, society becoming more peaceful, better, greener world. All of those things are actually value. But it has to be long-term value. So that's another word for sustainable value. So it's not about sustainability and what we would normally call that with a greener world and so on, but it's something that lasts. So it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle change. So just a few words on Coloplast and our experiences, just to give some of the observation that will lead me to some of the conclusions. We have worked with what I would call co-creation version 1 for many years, and that was basically a physical co-creation. So we had a number of what we could call customer boards around the world, where we would have them directly involved in our R&D work. So every half a year they would follow up on concepts, prototypes, and so on until the launch of the product. Lately we moved into anthropological studies, so understanding actually the ones that are the people that are using our products, open innovation, virtual co-creation community sites, and so on. And what we have realized is that it does add value, but the question is how much. So if you take the version 1, it had great importance for Coloplast. It was basically one of the key drivers for Coloplast to become the market leader or the global leader in our field. We went from number 3 to number 1, very much on the back of these initiatives. But we also saw that it had a limitation, and the limitation was that it was very difficult to scale. I mean, we couldn't just add more and more nurses into this setup because it would be too expensive, and it was also difficult to keep evolving. So our competitors basically caught up. What we see with going forward is that you could say the version 2 of co-creation has the potential to basically positively impact the entire ecosystem of Coloplast. So basically everything from the need that we identify to a product or service solution, from raw material to finished product, from the first customer contact to repeat orders, so a loyal customer, so to speak. Even administrative processes, believe it or not. So that's what I see, and that's what we would work towards. The question is, how do you do that? How do you do that so that through co-creation so that it's driven by this long-term value and not just because it's interesting and fun and so on, because that's where we are right now. In Coloplast, that's where we are now. It's the bottom up. There are some people that are really interested in Web 2.0 tools, and those are the ones that are driving it right now. So the question is, how do we take that enthusiasm and turn that into long-term value? And that's my question to you. So how do we unlock the true value of co-creation? And my questions to you will apply for a company, but in my view, the example that I've chosen here as a company can be applied for me as an individual and for the world as a whole. It's the same questions that has to be answered. You know, if I can't see co-creation influence me and giving me value as an individual in everything I do, there's a chance that I'm not going to focus completely on it, and there's a chance that I will change my focus to something else when the next interesting thing comes along. And therefore, it has to be on my strategic planning. So when I think about my life, where I want to go, my vision, and what will bring me there, it has to be part of that planning. The same goes for a company and a society. And then, what is important for me as I move along, can I actually judge or assess whether it's giving me the value that I have, that I thought I would have. So it's important for a company, but it's actually also important for the individual and the society to be able to see, can I measure the progress, and can I actually see that progress has been at least facilitated by co-creation. So those are my challenges for you to discuss. Thank you.